Hi, One SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are talking right now with professional sports bettor Ted Savransky, a.k.a. Teddy Covers. We're going to take a look at an interesting matchup, another interesting bowl matchup, Oregon and TCU in the Alamo Bowl. Now, Teddy Covers, let me just set this one up. Obviously, Oregon, it was a tale of two seasons, right? Very disappointing to start the season. Not only were they not as good in general as they have been in years past, but then they had some injuries that really hampered them. Came on a lot stronger in the second half of the year and really started covering. They lost their last game against Oregon State ATS. Before that, they had run off, I think, 5 straight ATS covers. Those started playing a lot better. And then TCU, overall, they were just 6-6 against the spread. They had some injury issues as well. Obviously, a ton of injuries on defense. And then Boykin got banged up. He, though, is supposed to be fully healthy for this game. When I saw this one, my initial thought was gotta lean over. The opening number was 73.5, I think. That's the first number I saw. Now it's all the way up to 78 or 78.5. Do I like the over at 78 or 78.5? I'm not exactly sure. And the spread here is pick'em or -1 for TCU. An interesting game. I'm still not sure what my leans would be. Teddy Covers, what do you think about this game?
It's hard to get to the betting window with an over in a game where, it could be 38-37 final score and you don't cash your bet. So I certainly understand the concept here of liking an over, but boy, the betting markets have told us, we should expect a shootout. But when you're talking about a game that you could have, 11 touchdowns and still not cash your over ticket, that's not my definition of value. From a side perspective here, first of all, let's make this very clear. This line will move based on the availability or lack thereof of Josh Doctson. And if you haven't seen him play this year, we're talking about one of the most dynamic playmakers in all of college football.
You think a wide receiver, obviously a quarterback can, and sometimes a big name running back can, although sometimes I tend to think that running backs' injuries are overvalued. But you think a wide receiver will really move the line?
This wide receiver can and should move the point spread. And frankly, in my mind, he's probably worth a field goal to TCU. And the markets probably won't value him that much. But when you talk about the most dynamic playmakers in college football this year, certainly Christian McCaffrey stands out for Stanford. Josh Doctson stands out for TCU. 17 yards per catch, 14 touchdown catches. On a yards per catch basis, this guy was unbelievable. And without him, it's not like TCU lacks weapons, but given all the injuries that squad has suffered this year, the difference between a TCU offense with Doctson and without him is enormous in my mind, particularly in a game where they're going to have to score points. Oregon's going to get theirs. They do against everybody.
All right, well, Teddy Covers, there's some bowls where I feel like I have a real solid, clear edge on. Other bowls where I have leans I think I'm seeing edges on, but not sure about them. This one, I'm sure I have no idea which should be the right bet here, if there is one at all. As of right now, we have TCU pick'em or -1, total 78 or 78.5. Do you have any kind of recommended pick here, or is it a complete pass for you as well?
No, I absolutely lean towards the Ducks in this ballgame. And a lot of it has to do, especially, we're talking about a TCU team that suffered not just a couple of injuries. They lost 7 starters. They lost 20 contributors to that team with season-ending injuries. Gary Patterson was forced to play 30 freshmen this year. This is Gary Patterson, who hates playing freshmen, a guy who only wants juniors and seniors in his rotations, and he just wasn't able to do that this year. Oregon, I've got questions about their defense, but I have no questions about Vernon Adams and the ability of that offense to put up points even against quality stop units. I think the Ducks are at least slightly better of the two teams, and that's the way I look.
Getting +1 as of right now is one of the market-wide numbers. Teddy Covers, thanks so much.